Hi guys, welcome back to Beyond Borders. Today we are doing another video on Poland because we are so obsessed. We are doing a video called 10 things that will shock you about Poland. Now, as you guys know, we are very well equipped with the facts about Poland. I don't think that there are many things that we don't know, but actually every time when I say that, we see something that we didn't know. So, what do you think? Shall we get into it?
Straight into the video, I think.
Let's do it.
Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Walter's World, and today we're in the main square here in Krakow, Poland. Beautiful city, definitely worth checking out. And today what we have for you are the 10 things that shock tourists when they come here to Poland. And the first thing that shocks people when they come to Poland is
The Polish face.
I think I'd do well there because I've heard a lot of times my natural face, like this one, it looks angry.
But a lot of you guys also think that Sine is Polish.
But I'm not angry. It's just my face.
I think maybe your ancestors were from Poland.
Probably.
You never know. You might have had a Polish surname that could have changed when your forefathers moved to South Africa.
Yeah, you'll never know.
We're actually both from European descent,
But we don't know.
but we don't know the roots. We should probably try and track it at some point
I think so.
to see where we came from. Maybe you never know. Blue-eyed, blonde hair.
There's a lot of places that have blue eyes and blonde hair.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think she's Polish or not?
Okay, let's go.
But the face, though, to be honest, that's a lot of Germans also like that. This resting, aggressive face.
Maybe it's a bit worse in the winter time when you don't see the sun for a long time.
I think in the summertime, why would you have such a face?
Unless it's your natural, normal face, like mine. I have a normal face that looks angry, but I'm not.
Yeah.
So,
the Polish face, the Polish look. When you come here, you'll notice that people walk around like this, just, there's no emotion. It's not happy, it's not sad, it's just neutral. And it's funny because you see it anywhere. Within the train station, you're going out to eat, you're going to the stores, you're going all over the place. They just have the same look.
I think that a lot of Europeans look like that.
but what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to be like the entire time?
If any
Well,
of you have ever been to South Africa, you will know that it's a very vibrant place. People are always smiling, no matter what state you are in, where you come from. A lot of South Africans are vibrant. A lot of people I meet in Europe refer to South Africa as being bright and colourful and vibrant because people are very friendly and nice. And I think it's just Europe in general.
And you're like, wait a minute, can't you be happy or sad or something? No, they have this dead-on look, which works really well because you'll see the women here are gorgeous, okay? And when you see them walk, you're like, oh, they're just preparing for their supermodel career. Because when you're on the catwalk, you don't show any emotion. So they actually works really well. But it is kind of funny how the people, you do have this look, and that's the first thing that shocks people. Also, kind of going along with the people, you might be shocked that, look, the Poles are not like the jokes you heard as a kid. They're not dumb, they're not alcoholics, stuff like that. You don't have that. I mean, yes, there are, but that's everywhere. It's not more or less than you get in other countries, so that also kind of shocks the people when they come here, because I'm used to all those Polish jokes where, what is it, 4 Polish people, and how do they, move the bed or something?
I never thought Polish people were dumb.
or alcoholics. I've never heard a Polish joke either.
It's a weird frame that freezed it on, right? Americans are weird.
Yeah.
You don't have that here. The second thing that'll shock you when you come here also deals with the Polish people are how Catholic and how religious the people are. I mean, I remember going on the buses in Lublin, and these punk rock guys are in there, and they go by a church and they all do the sign of the cross. I'm like, whoa, I didn't expect that. People here in Poland are very religious, and the churches, this is St. Mary's. Honestly, the first time I walked in there 20 years ago, I would just jaw drop. Wow,
A lot of, also, I want to say, Europe has got a lot of church, a lot of Catholic, Christian, Jewish ancestry, which is very nice. Beautiful buildings. Some of the most beautiful buildings, I think, in any city are the churches.
Yeah.
You don't see that type of architecture nowadays being built. I always find it stunning. to just look at and just
Just
look at the statues inside. So much history, and the fact that a lot of those survived so many wars. It's pretty cool to see.
The all blue altar and the blue ceiling and everything. It's just amazing. And the churches around the country are gorgeous, and they're actually building more churches here. You know, other countries, they're turning churches into apartments and hotels and bars. Here, people still go to church. They still do believe, and you do have a very religious, conservative feel when the people are here, which is kind of a different thing. And you go, and when you go in the churches, that's the real thing about it. You really see the beauty of the churches, the ones that haven't been destroyed during the war, that maybe they've been rebuilt, but like here and other ones, you really go in and just see the majestic beauty of the churches here. So do take the chance to go into the churches. Don't just go, oh, it's another church. Go in and check it out.
I like that fact. Like, I like that they are religious, and
me too.
it's nice to see that.
I think it instills a lot of morals in people.
100%.
And, you know, when you see someone live according to those morals, you can actually see it in the country, the people, the safety that you feel there.
Bred in.
And that kind of leads into the third thing that'll shock you when you come to Poland, is how much Poland was destroyed during the Second World War. I mean, Krakow was lucky. It didn't really get destroyed during the war, but a lot of the other cities were just leveled. For example, Warsaw. When you go there, you'll go...
We saw that. Or we didn't see it, but we've seen it in videos. Warsaw being like 90% demolished during the war. But a lot of the cities all over Poland have just been completely annihilated in the 1940s, and a lot of work was done to get them to where they are today, to kind of look the same feel.
Go see the Uprising Museum and realize that everything old in Krakow is actually younger than probably your dad, because they had to rebuild it all after the war because it got leveled by the Nazis. And you'll see that, and you go around, that's why you'll see the communist architecture and the big square, long, rectangle buildings and stuff like that, because there was nothing there. It was all destroyed, so they had to rebuild. And when you really see the level of destruction throughout the country and how much they've come back and built new stuff, you'll be very proud of the people, and that's what's really cool about it. Now,
one thing that I don't like is I don't like the architecture that was built post-World War II. It was this mass housing that went up because of the shortage of places to stay. So even when we are in Berlin, which also received a lot of bombings in World War II, a lot of the buildings were destroyed. And then these really ugly looking apartments went up that just was put up to save time and to save money and to get people like a place to stay. And it's really got this communistic feel to it, but it's not as beautiful as the architecture prior to that.
Yeah, you can clearly see the areas where it's pre-war buildings, because those were...
It wasn't bombed.
They really, yes, the ones that weren't bombed, but it's so beautiful, it's majestic. The architecture is something out of this world.
Next level.
Now, the fourth thing that's going to shock you when you come to Poland is how completely incomprehensible and illegible the Polish language is. Look, if you don't speak Polish, it's okay. The locals know you don't speak Polish.
I feel like the language is also something that is always brought up in some video.
Of how difficult.
For how difficult it is. But some people say it's not difficult. That's the weird thing.
Some people also say German's not difficult.
German is very difficult. If you don't speak it, if you come from English background, I think it's difficult.
Yes.
Let's not try to speak Polish with you, but Polish is just one of those languages. You're listening at the train station, you're like, yeah, I got nothing. Yeah, I don't even know what city I'm going to. It is a very tough language, and it's very hard to pronounce. Like, how do you say PRZ in a row? And there's like a hat, and there's an L with a line through it. Is that a T or a what? What is that? You do get pretty confused when you are here, and it is kind of shocking that you can't even make out some of the stuff. Now, they are developing better for tourism, so you will have a lot of, English menus and stuff like that, but it is a really good idea to know some Polish before you come, like dziękuję, which is like thank you, prosim is please, things like that, because it really gets those people to go from, you say, dwa piwa prosim, oh, you speak Polish. And they really open up then, okay?
I feel like a thing that probably makes it very difficult is just that the fact that the alphabet's not the same, different.
Yeah.
So you don't know
How to pronounce
how to
certain.
pronounce things.
Third thing that might shock you is your eating experience here. The Poles really love their potatoes and their cabbage.
Yes.
And even if it's not on the menu,
Cabbage, potato, meat.
But we like that too.
I love it. Even the pierogis that are filled with potato or pierogis that are filled with like a cabbage. Oh,
Delicious.
amazing. Food in Poland is something that I am very much looking for.
And we keep on saying it. We are definitely going to create one entire video.
Just dedicated to food.
Experience with the food in Poland.
menu, like it might say, oh, it's a cutlet. Nice. It'll come with cabbage and potatoes.
Oh.
You're like, oh, I'll have the pork.
Yum.
I'll have the pork knuckle instead. Oh,
That's what Sinead doesn't look forward to, though. That's that fish.
I'm just not a fish person. I think a lot of Europeans like fish, like for breakfast and stuff. I would.
We had it in Szczecin in Poland. It was, or I had it, Sinead was too scared to try.
I just don't like fish, and not for breakfast.
It was like I don't want to say it's fermented fish. It's in like brine.
I only know the Afrikaans word.
What is-
Actually.
Soaked. It was
No. Nope.
oh, it comes with pork and cabbage. Well, then I'll just have the rolls. Oh, it's a cabbage roll. Okay.
Or
Look,
yum.
you're going to have a lot of cabbage. You're going to have a lot of potatoes when you are here. And there are some pretty good foods like the pierogi. You got to have
Pierogi.
that when you're here. I've actually liked the meats when I was here too. And they do a good job with the potatoes, but
Someone said that we can choose how you want your pierogi. You can choose to have it steamed, or you can choose to have it deep fried and crunchy.
I think they can also like just fry it quickly, crunched out.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but not deep fry. I don't know about that.
I think you get it deep fried.
Well, I'd like to taste that.
it's all the time with the with the cabbage and the potatoes again and again and again. That's why yesterday I just got the cabbage rolls. I'm like, look, because then I know I'm getting the cabbage. Haha. And it came with a
Those
side
are
of mashed
delicious.
potatoes. And I just laughed.
He said, try Polish desserts. That's one thing that we didn't try when we were in Poland.
We had no Polish.
We didn't have any desserts.
Laughed. Okay. Also, kind of interesting is they really love their tea here too. Now, the sixth thing that might shock you as a tourist is, you notice there's not very many tourists. Now, in Krakow, you do get about 10 million tourists a year. I mean, this is a very popular place because it's gorgeous, and I'll talk about that towards the end. But honestly, there's not a lot of tourists that actually come to Poland, and so when you go around, you really are kind of a special tourist because you're actually here. You might get people going, why are you in Lublin? You know, why are you in Łódź? Why are you here? You know, some places like Krakow, it's obvious, you know, but
I don't know if it's like that nowadays, because a lot of people are visiting Poland.
I also can't think.
It is nice to have less touristy places. Like we've been to a few places where it's just been so overwhelmingly packed with tourists that it takes away from the enjoyment of the experience of being in that city or in that place.
Exactly. Every single tourist attraction is just too packed. It's you can't even go view it.
I don't like walking in crowded places. So for me, I mean, that's very nice about going to Poland is the fact that there's not as many people that are there.
you know, but
I know,
you
but
go
still.
around and there's just so few tourists out there that you're like, hey, I can kick back, relax, and do okay. And what kind of leads on to that is our next shock is how cheap it is here. Because there's not a lot of tourists driving up the prices.
Yes, I can confirm that. The food was like half the price compared to Germany. Food and drink.
Yeah.
It was really affordable. I think if you're earning a Polish salary, maybe not as affordable, but for other Europeans, pretty affordable.
It's nice because you can have a very affordable vacation here in Poland. Rooms, accommodation, food, drink, making merry, all kinds of stuff. And you'll see a lot of people come to like Krakow or Warsaw to come have a party weekend and stuff like that because you really can. Your money goes a lot farther here than other places. And that's what's really cool. Now, the next
And I agree with that because I've been looking at the past couple of weeks. I've been looking for places to stay in Poland and comparing prices to other European cities like Italy and the Netherlands. And literally the price of what it would cost us to stay in, I think it's Krakow for 4 nights, is the same price for 1 night in like a nice hotel in Italy or in the Netherlands.
It's just 100% then tourist prices.
It is. It's tourist prices. Like, I mean, why would I go somewhere else where I'm only getting 1 night, but if I go to Poland, I'm going to have an equally as nice experience in terms of food and people and culture and things to see, and I'm going to pay the same price, but I get 4 nights.
Exactly. That's why we're going to Poland.
That's why we're going to Poland as well. It's affordable.
The next thing that's going to shock you when you are here is the amount of natural beauty and space in Poland. Look, this is a huge country. It's one of the biggest countries.
That is what we're looking forward to.
I'm looking forward to the train rides. Can you imagine going through some beautiful scenic mountains? I don't know. What good train rides are probably very scenic going through Poland? Like, I'd love to know maybe which ones to book, which ones are between various cities, like the most popular. That would be nice to know.
Countries in Europe. And the thing is, you're going to be going between these different towns, whether it's on a bus or a train, things like that. Not super fast trains, but fast enough trains. And you're going around, and it's just amazing how big the country is, but also the natural beauty you see when you go through there. And what's nice is when you go through, and you can go, if you're in the north, you're going to Gdansk. And that's one of my favorite. Krakow and Gdansk are my 2 favorites. You're up in Gdansk, you come down a bit, you can go over to the Masurian lakes and see the castle that's right by there, the Malbork Castle, which is on the way towards there. Go to the lakes and enjoy that. Go to the coast in the north. In the south, you've got the Tatras mountains, and you go to Zakopane and stay there. Tons of Europeans go there to ski in the winter because, yes, it's beautiful and it's cheap. Remember what I said before? But you have this natural beauty, like, wow, this really is.
The extensive beauty of Poland and the centricity of Europe and the fact that it's cheap, it's like all in one.
Absolutely.
Like,
literally.
I was speaking to someone that did some skiing earlier on in the year, and they were in Poland.
Wow.
Skiing. I think it's I don't know, he said the word now, but it's the mountains in the south.
Zakopane.
Is I understand why they have all their tourism propaganda is about, the natural beauty of Poland, because it really is beautiful. Having said that, the next thing that'll shock you is how amazing the town squares are here in Poland.
Old town squares is probably the best, well-preserved areas in the cities. Like, probably the most expensive as well.
Probably.
Because that's where the tourists are, but beautiful.
Yes, here in Krakow, you've got the cloth hall over here to check out. You've got the St. Mary's Church over there. You've got all these things. Sorry. You've got all these things to go and see. And this is actually the largest town square in Europe. And it's amazing, but it's not just here. You go to Warsaw to see their old town square they really built from scratch. Wrocław, go see the old town in Lublin. Oh man, Gdansk, the port city of Gdansk, man, you just walk around there, see the Neptune statue, you're like, man, this is so cool. And you have all these beautiful squares, and you have all these beautiful buildings that have been rebuilt after the war, or maybe they're still there from before the war. You have that beauty.
That looks like pierogi on coals. Or it's bread, I don't know.
It does not look like pierogi.
What is that? Looks like bread. Let us know in the comments down below.
Beauty that not a lot of people think of. Because when they think of Poland, you're thinking of, it's farmland and stuff like that. And look, there are some just amazing places here in Poland, so it's definitely worth checking out. And the 10th thing that might shock you when you do come to Poland is the lack of service. So remember that Polish face. This is your service.
That is Europe in general.
Yeah.
You just don't get service at restaurants or good service. We're spoiled from South Africa.
Yeah, it's mostly self-service here. Like you go and order at the front, and then when it's ready, you go fetch it.
Unless you're sitting in a very classy, fancy restaurant.
Yeah.
It's not the most attentive. It's not the most friendly. You'll get your food. It'll just take some time. But just know, Poland isn't necessarily the most service-oriented economy out there, so you need to have some patience when you are coming here. And probably that's the only thing that shocks you kind of in a bad way, is really the service here isn't the best, but it's getting better. I used to come here a lot in the early 2000s for work, and compared to 2017 versus 2007 or 2002, Man, it's completely different. Anyway, I hope that helped you know a few things that might shock you before you come to Poland. It is
Okay, so I think we knew majority of them. However, I did not know that Krakow had the biggest old town square in Europe.
Well, I think most of these things we kind of knew already because we were in Poland, but it's still nice to watch and get someone else's perspective and someone else's view on it. So let us know, do you agree with these 10 things that will shock you about Poland? Like, as a Polish citizen, what do you guys think about someone else giving his opinion? Let us know in the comments down below. Otherwise, it was a good video.
Yeah, I think so too.
But this is us for this video though, so if you enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so that you stay up to date with all of our latest videos. This is Beyond Borders.
Over and out.